place of lost souls. Kurenai is staring intently at you. I stare. Oh, that's not staring back. Hold on. Is that normal? I think that's normal. Wait, maybe not. Maybe one more. That's normal. Okay. I was gonna stare at her. There we go. Hi. Oh, I can't look down. You are a man from above? I'm assuming I nodded. I am Kurenai, sister to the Ruby Princess, the ruler of these seas. Your bearing speaks of strength and courage few possess. I have been waiting for one such as yourself to arrive. Though not many know it, the Ruby Princess's life currently hangs in the balance. Oh, shit! A few days ago, a man cloaked in black visited Shisui of the Violent Tides. He claimed he had come to bestow a blessing of holy protection upon the place. The incantation he muttered instead drew forth a terrible spirit, which took possession of my sister's body. Not long after, similar wraiths of the void began to surge forth, overtaking the palace and stealing the souls of nearby guards. Shiosai immediately evacuated everyone and has since barred people from entering or leaving the palace. Officially, the Ruby Princess is conducting a private ceremony. None but Shiosai and I know the truth. We have placed a seal over Shisui of the Violet Tides to prevent any of the wraiths within from escaping. However, it will not hold for much longer. Shiosai grows more convinced by the hour that we must destroy the dome and everyone within it, including my sister. I beseech you, man of the land, lend unto me your might. Please, find a way to save her. I will see that she is kept from danger. Thank you. Truly, I know not what I would have done with it had you said no. Now, please follow me. We must go speak with Shiosai. I must meet with him to ensure he does not act prematurely and do something we will all regret. Okay, girl. Let's go. Let's go. Da-da-da. Ba-da-da. Let's talk to this bitch again. Alright. It's the only spoiler you get. And you are... No, we literally just talked. Chirp, chirp. Lady Kurenai, what brings you here? Did he not know? What? My lady, you of all people must realize how incredibly dangerous it was of you to entrust another with our secrets, much less a newcomer whose intentions we know not of. What other choice did I have? When the seal breaks, we will be forced to drown the When the seal breaks, we will be forced to drown the palace and all souls within. Would you sooner have me sacrifice my sister and my people than turning to outside help? And you think that this man has some hidden power capable of delivering Sui-no-Sato from untold disaster? Aw, thanks for your encouragement. I realize it is not in your nature to ask for assistance, but, like it or not, there is little else we can do. No outcome could be worse than losing the Ruby Princess. Even you must realize we only stand to gain by requesting this man's aid. You have the right of it. Very well, I will give your friend until the next high tide to rescue the princess. If he fails, however, I will destroy the dome and atone for the deed with my life. Remember, my lady, should it come to this, you shall be the one to inherit the throne. Oh, her eyes are so pretty. Here, take this scroll. It will permit you to pass into Shisui of the Violet Tides. I presume you are aware of where it is located? No. Not to worry. I shall show him there. The palace lies just beyond the turquoise trench. Before we leave, however, there is one last thing I must share with you. I was not entirely truthful in everything I have told you. It is nothing that affects our current predicament. But it is nevertheless a lie I mean to set straight once this is all over. Forgive me. If it was something I could tell you now, I would. Okay. Interesting that you tell me you lied, but won't tell me what the lie is yet. Okay. These are the gates to the palace. Inside is the inside are the Ruby Princess and her guards. Thank you, Kat. Though he might not show it, Shiosai is secretly very grateful to you too. The thought of having to kill the Ruby Princess, however indirectly, has been tormenting him. Now, there's not much time left. Let us make our way in. You have the scroll of entry, correct? Remember, you will be unable to pass through the gates without it. Shisui of the Violet Tides! I'm gonna see, but I doubt. Oh, bubble. Nope. No trust, because I guess it's optional. I don't really remember the mechanics entirely. But. So pretty. Love the music too. This is one of my favorite dungeons for aesthetic. Loot drops and music. Hey! Okay, I need to zoom the fuck out. They running? Let's go! Alright. I saw what you said, Demonas. Oops. About... Ooh. You said the shrine I got mine has different colors and is for different things. Okay. Like what? Cause yeah, less anxious mood. What color does less anxious, or like what stone is it or color? Out of curiosity. Okay. Oh God. Oh. I thought it was an enemy too. Yeah, there's like things hiding in the sand. I'm not gonna attack because I think they only hit once and run. So I don't want to like de-aggro them. And I'm healer, so I might as well just like keep up. Hey. I think white, I can check. Okay. I do love the color white. It matches everything. Da, 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 Ah! Oops. Don't mind me as I trigger a random fucking undersand anglerfish. They can't go until we kill these anyway. Whee! Hell yeah. Also, I like that rando's names. Amunera? Is that a character? All right, let's go. Chat, did you know? I'm gonna shame myself here. But also, to be fair, I don't tank, much less at all. Like, I very rarely tank. I found out. I thought for forever, I'm not joking. I don't know what I have. While being tank, I only have warrior. I can't do anything. Kill its legs? Kill its legs, that's what it is. Thank you! I thought Warrior didn't have a gap closer. I think we said this with when, oh no, maybe it was just on private call. Fender said it to River. I don't remember. I didn't think Warrior had a gap closer for a very long time. Oh, keeps, okay. Oops. I think I misinterpreted the closes the distance between you and the enemy. I don't know why. I just didn't think of it as a gap closer. So I never used it the whole time I ever warrior tanked. Wasn't often, but I have done it. Or not done it. Nice. Hell yeah. 'Cause my bad. That's what I get for not reading things correctly. That's not anything I can use. Oops. Sun god even. Ra moon. Moon Ra. Egyptian god. Got it. Okay. The letter Can someone get the treasure to the left? I want to keep up with the tank. Oh god. Please. I'm struggling to keep up with you. I know you're fucking warrior and can never die if you play it right, but oh my god, you're scary. Okay. Oops. Ugh. Ugh. The one time I tried to give a card to someone and they almost die. I've never done this big of a pull ever. Ah! Whew. I mean, I kept them alive, but honestly, they probably used a lot of things to help them not die. So I don't think I can take the credit. Oh. That was scary. Wow. Whoever grabbed that, thank you. I'll read that. All right. Ruby Princess. Excuse me? Why are we fighting the Ruby Princess? Da, da, da. Mm-hmm. When she starts, oh, seduce. Turn into an old lady. Can't seduce old people. It's the stupidest thing. I love it. Can't seduce me if I'm old. It's the funniest mechanic. It's the only one that uses it too. I don't know why. Oh my god. Oh, it's like Akmorn. Ah. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. New way to play Go Fish. Wait, what was? Seduce, turn into an old person. All right. I have too much fun with that mechanic. Haven't checked mine in 5 years. Mine is orange. When I am there, I can check the colors and meaning and PM you and get you what you like. I would love that. I would adore that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you doing this. I feel like that should actually be a quote. Can't seduce me if I'm old. It's a good quote. Good clip even, but... Oh, okay. I was so close. Were you? Who are... Ooh, hey. Okay, I should probably not be distracted. They're running ahead. Oh, shit. Forgot we're not with a group of people that we know. So this is not... It is just a headband. Unfortunately. But it actually, oh, it's of casting. It's not of healing. Damn it. Okay. Whew. They're good at keeping themselves alive. So I'll take it. Takes less stress off me, especially when they pull big. Cat, we know fine and well that old people can be seduced. We're proof of that, you grave robber. I'm sorry. How is 2 years older than me a grave robber? Please inform me of that. I came back and I see a lot of enemies being pulled. The previous one or this one? Because this wasn't that bad. You should have seen the one before this last boss. They pulled more than I've ever seen someone pull there. I didn't even know you could pull all of those. Can someone get the coffer, please, and thank you? I would, but I don't feel like I can with the tank. They will die if I don't. Oh, they're getting that one, though. Hey. Probably because we can't go much farther. Yeah, we can't go any farther. It's the final boss. Well, they got locked behind small poles. Rip. It was making me scream in horror. The previous one. Oh, you did see that one. Yeah. There's a lot of enemies. I feel like that's the most you can ever pull in a dungeon. Maybe not. I will say now in higher level dungeons, they don't allow you to pull that many. Like they only let you pull like 2 groups at a time. Maybe because they know you'll die if you try. I don't know. So here's the ninja one. Oh, so melee ninja and rogue is teal and black. Shisui of the Violet Tides. Don't like that noise. Go, Donna. I feel like I'm out of the box. Hi. Oh, I didn't know it had a tongue like that. All right, but I'm not that, so I'm gonna pass on it. That is also not me. That's not me, it's Gunbreaker. I guess I'll greed that. I got that one. Did I get the last one? I don't even remember. Wait, now Fender is calling himself old. What is this bizarro old? Fender has always called himself old. Unless he wants to be not in trouble for something he says, so then he says I'm innocent Babu. Okay, we have to... Do we attack them? I don't remember. I'm gonna assume yes. And we avoid where it explodes because it's gonna do massive damage. Well, not massive, but not fun damage. Dark currents from beyond, hearken unto your master. Wash away any who dare oppose me. Oh. The farther away, the less pain? Oh, look away. Shit. Did that not go off? Does it only work if you're not looking away? What just happened? I was fully prepared to heal everyone, and then I didn't have to. Oh, my dot. Tentacle time? Oh. says the same thing every time. Where'd they get Vuln? Nothing happened that... What attack gives them Vuln? Unless they stood in him jumping up and I didn't even notice. Might have happened. We did it! Hey! If they stick around, they get my thing. Anna is Black Mage. I was healing. Anna's in the top. That's the bathing suit, by the way, for caster. I'm so... Who was running past me? Was it Kurenai? Look, I'm old! Now I can show you guys what it looks like. Thank you, guys. Cat, don't count your chickens before... Oh, good thing I didn't teleport back. You do have to talk to her. Type text? Talk to her. Jesus Christ. I know not how to thank you. You saved them, Cat. You saved all of them. Even the Ruby Princess. While she is unharmed, she is currently unconscious. Shiosai has carried her to Sui-no-Sato, where she might rest undisturbed. It looks as though it will be a while before she awakes. Before we speak any further, however, let us return to the village. I think it'll be quicker for me to teleport and swim there. That's what we do. All right. We did it. Please allow me to once again thank you for your help. Oh, yeah, let me scroll in. You may be happy to hear that the palace guards are all slowly beginning to return to their senses. It seems peace has finally been restored to the palace. You have saved everyone, including Shiosai, from an untimely death. If only the Ruby Princess would open her eyes, Sui-no-Sato will be exactly as it was before. I suppose we must simply be grateful for how well things turned out. Now that the worst of the storm has passed and the tides have begun to calm, it is time that I came clean. I don't know if any of this is better, but we're gonna take it. Twins, you say? Fathoms below. Kurenai is ready to divulge her great secret. The hour of truth is upon us, yet I am just unsure of where to begin. The Ruby Princess, who quietly slumbers on... She... Perhaps this will be easier to explain if you could look upon her as I speak. Please, follow me. Okay, I will look upon her. Consensually, respectfully. Shiosai will be bringing her out shortly. He should be but a few moments longer. Cutscene? No. Yes. She's wearing the bathing suit. Tank bathing suit. She was a tank. Oh, Hisui, why do you refuse to open your eyes? Cat, there is something you must know. I am not the Ruby Princess's younger sister. In fact, she has no sister. I am the Ruby Princess, ruler of Sui-no-Sato. So you're the one that cast out Yugiri. The slumbering girl before you goes by the name of Hisui, and is my dearest friend. We have known one another since childhood. Your Grace, I am entirely to blame. Had I been more prepared, more aware, Lady Hisui would not be in this sorry state. You see, a few days ago we received visitors from the outside. They had come to perform a court ritual, to protect the Ruby Princess from any potential dangers. We decided to conceal her true identity. I had her lady-in-waiting, Hisui, take her place, as she and Her Highness bear a great resemblance to each other, something owing to the fact that they are distant blood relatives. I was confident no one would notice the switch. So what, like, third cousins? I was right. That is why, when proceedings commenced, it was Lady Hisui who became possessed by the terrible fiend they summoned, and now, well, you can see for yourself what has become of her. To mitigate such disaster, severe restrictions on who can enter and exit I always want to say Suishi. Shisui of the Violet Tides have always been in place. In fact, even the Ruby Princess is forbidden by law to leave its gates. When wraith after wraith began appearing, however, I was left with little choice. I whisked Her Highness away to the village and had her pretend to be the Ruby Princess's sister, Kurenai.
Kurenai. That was the name I had before my mother passed away, and I assumed the identity of Ruby Princess. It was also the name Hisui would call me by growing up. As far back as I can remember, she was there for me. From the best of times to the worst of times. All the laughter and tears we shared, same thing. Hisui, is this truly where it ends?
Forgive me, Your Grace. This is my fault. If only there were a way I could go back and prevent all this.
Shiosai, there is nothing to forgive. None of us could have predicted this would happen. You are no more to blame for what has happened than I am. Kat, now you know everything. I hope you do not think any less of me for my lie. Now that everything here has been settled, I shall be departing from Sui-no-Sato. The cure for Hisui's condition can only be found above. I know this because as Ruby Princess, it was my duty to study all the available writings at the palace.
Very well, Your Grace. Where would you have us go?
No, Shiosai. I shall be embarking upon this quest on my own. You will be staying here. The people need you to protect them in my absence.
Do you like me now, Shiosai? Her Grace has made it clear she would have me remain behind. Master Kat, might you accompany her in my stead? While Lady Hisui's body remains, her soul has long departed. I fear that no amount of rest or magics can cure her. I can only hope that in traveling with you, it will make it easier for Her Grace to come to terms with the tragic fate of her friend. Until such a time, we must face this truth. However, I ask, nay, beg, that you keep her safe. Wow, what a downer. You have no hope. Fucking pessimist. No faith in Kurenai, rude. How dare. Kurenai, I have faith in you. Wait, I'm going the wrong way.
You are offering to accompany me on my travels? That is incredibly generous of you. Thank you. I shall give you some time to prepare before leaving Sui-no-Sato. Please come find me as soon as you're ready to go.
We'll see if that's better. It wasn't. All right. A part of your world. What is with all the Disney references and how did they not get fucking bopped? The Ruby Princess is waiting for you to join her. Join us.
You are ready to depart? Excellent. Let us make for Onokoro. I believe we will best be served by beginning our search there. You see, while we have next to no context with the outside world, we do receive an occasional visit from the Kojin of the Blue. During one such visit, I was given a tome filled with fairy tales. It was old, worn, and, from what I am given to understand, written in Kugane. In it was a story about a fisherman who sailed the Ruby Sea. While traveling, he came across a princess who had fallen into a years-long slumber. She was eventually awakened upon taking an elixir of some sort. What intrigues me, however, is the fact that many of the places this fisherman visited exists in the real world. It makes me wonder if perhaps this story is rooted in reality. The tale begins in Onokoro. I trust you will escort me there? Thank you. Now let us depart without any further ado. All right.
Let us depart.
So this is Onokoro. It is a lovely place. The people here are incredibly warm. Take this gentleman, for example. As soon as I set foot on the island, he offered to take me on a tour.
Sir? What are you looking at? Kurenai, you sweet, precious cinnamon roll. I'm just gonna say dots. I'm gonna intimidate him with my looks. I'm gonna stare at him. Oh, I just crossed my arms. So you're going to stand there and ignore me? Is that it then? Wait a minute, I know you. My comrades talk about you all the time. My apologies, sir. I was only joking about you, of course. Joking with you. One can never have enough rich or powerful friends. That is why I approached your young charge. Figured if I help her now, someday she'd return the favor, should I ever need it. So what brings you to our island? Oh, okay. You're looking to learn more about a fairy tale. I know nothing of the fairies or tales. But mayhap I can direct you to someone who does. There is a fisherman who visits us once a year to hunt for treasure. Some of the men here say he is old as the seas themselves. I reckon he, of anyone, would be able to tell you a story. Luckily for you, he just arrived the other day. You should be able to find him at the Quick Escape Pier. How convenient.
Thank you for your assistance, sir. We will go speak with him right now.
Not to worry, little lady. Just be sure to remember my name and pay me back when the time comes. You're boisterous pirate. I don't know your name. You didn't have a name, sir.
Kat, did the kind gentleman ever give us his name?
Who fucking knows?
Without a name, I am afraid I'll be unable to send him payment for his help. 'Tis terribly unfortunate, but there is little that can be done. Now let us promptly make for Quickscape Pier. We do not want to miss the fisherman.
I'm assuming it's over there? Oh, I guess not. Maybe it's over here. Oh, I guess it's over there. The Tale of a Fisherman in the Ruby Sea. Ah, yes, indeed. It has been a long time since I heard that one. I believe it was my great-grandfather who told me. Or perhaps my great-great-grandfather. Or perhaps my... Doesn't matter where you heard it from, just tell us the story already. Or, that is all well and good, sir, but if you could please just tell us the story. Yeah, I'll be nice. Either way, we're kind of being rude. Oh, yes, my apologies. Let us see if I can remember how it went.
Oh, I very much hope you have not forgotten it. We might never know the whole tale if you have. The tome I received as a child was so tattered, I could only read bits and pieces of the story.
I recall now. Once upon a time, there was a fisherman on the island of Onokoro who saved a Kojin of the Blue from the maws of a terrible beast. As thanks, the Kojin offered him a vial of liquid. When taken, it would allow the fisherman to plunge into the far depths of the ocean without drowning. It was there that their journey together began. Oh, the blessing I got! They visited temples, palaces, and villages under the sea. They met with all manner of men, women, and creatures, including a beautiful princess who had fallen into a deep, deep slumber. According to her people, she had been like that for years. Hearing this, the Kojin pulled out another vial containing the ancient Tamamizu potion, which had been passed down to him from his great-grandfather. Or perhaps it was his great-great-grandfather. To continue with the story, upon being given this mixture, the princess was instantly awakened. The moment their eyes met, she and the fisherman fell in love. They were immediately wed in the palace at the bottom of the sea, where they lived happily ever after.
Thank you, sir, for taking the time to recount that regaling tale. It was truly enlightening. Kat, from what we heard, I can only assume this story took place at Shisui of the Violet Tides. Perhaps we should return to Sui-no-Sato and see if we cannot dig up some mention of this incident. Again, thank you very much, sir. You are a man of great wisdom.
All right, let's go. And he goes back to fishing.
While I know little of what life is like on the surface, it seems to be a lovely place. The people are incredibly kind.
Oh no, Kurenai. You precious cinnamon roll.
I grew up listening to stories of how pirates would slit your throat the first chance they got, but those on Onokoro seemed rather cordial.
You met one, and he was trying to hit on you.
Though perhaps I have your presence in part to thank for that. Shiosai shall be joining us shortly. Most stories in Sui-no-Sato are passed down orally.
Orally, you say?
He should be able to tell us if any of our own stories match the tale the fisherman recounted for us.
Recounted. Cat! God damn it. Okay, wait. When I get back. Fucking 4 punishment boxes. 5! Thanks, Fender. 6. Great. A tale in which a Huron fisherman and princess were brought together by a Kojin and wed in the palace under the sea.
It sounds almost as if it's a story about Shisui of the Violet Tides. Though the part about the Ruby Princess marrying a Huron might be something of an embellishment.
To the contrary, Your Grace. I believe generations back, a Ruby Princess and a Huron man were once joined in holy matrimony. The son they bore was said to have had almost no scales. Oh, River's home already. Until now, I had considered it merely to be a tall tale spun by the elders for their grandchildren. Yet it is possible that the story is true.
Then there is a chance that the remedy also exists.
It is not impossible. Your Grace, I must apologize to you. If I were being completely honest, I thought all hope for Lady Hisui's recovery was lost. What you tell me, however, has revived my hope. You are a born leader. Through your actions, you have reversed all of our fates.
That is incredibly kind of you to say, but without this wonderful gentleman beside me, we would never have come so far. Oh, thanks.
Indeed. Master Winwisov, please accept my deepest thanks. So long as you are here, I can rest knowing Her Grace and our village will remain safe. Now, Your Grace, I suppose you are about to announce your intention to travel to where the Kojin of the Blue reside in search of this miracle cure? I wish you safe travels. Mm-hmm.
Cat, at long last, I can see the light. Hisui might finally be saved.
Na, 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 na. There's a river, chat, and also, I'm in the punishment box forever. The elixir of life. The Ruby Princess is eager to depart for Tamamizu. Yes, because I'm going there too.
Cat, are you ready to go? Good. Then let us immediately set out for Tamamizu. While Sui-no-Sato has, for the most part, isolated itself from the rest of the world, we have had some little contact with the Kojin of the Blue.
Hi.
This, however, will be my first time visiting their village.
I love that someone right here is doing... Well, maybe, I don't know. I figured they're doing these quests at level 90, but...
You have been there before? Excellent. Then you should be able to show me around.
I'll show you around, girl. It broke when you went big? Oh, did it?
Tamamizu. It is not so different to that of your own village. Our own village. Now, where should we begin our search for this ancient Kojin remedy?
We should ask some of our acquaintances for advice, or we should find the Kojin who gave you the book of fairy tales. Does she know who did? Was it Sorbonne?
But of course, that is a brilliant idea. If I'm not mistaken, he goes by the name Inban. Let us go search him out.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't Sorbonne. It was Inban. I like Turtle Town. It feels good to say Turtle Town.
It has been many years, so it is difficult to be absolutely sure, but I think this is Master Inban, the merchant I told you about.
I mean, his name is Inban. Inban. That is my name. Do we know each other from somewhere? Does Kurenai ring a bell? Kurenai. Yes, I remember now. You are the little girl from the palace. People grow so fast, they do. You have changed so much, I scarcely recognize you. Aww.
Master Inban, I am glad to see you have not forgotten me. We have sought you out today to ask you something regarding the book of fairy tales you gave me long ago.
Haha, I remember that one. What would you like to know? You are looking for a cure for your sleeping friend. A most noble cause indeed. I am an avid collector of ancient tomes. In one of them is the exact remedy you speak of, an elixir that can awake those who have fallen into a deep slumber.
Truly? Then might you share with me the recipe so I can recreate it?
The recipe should be easy to find. The necessary ingredients, on the other hand, not so much.
What do you mean?
To make this potion requires the shell of a bloated yumeme, a giant yumeme that has had over 100 years to mature. Decades have passed since one of these was last spotted. Your only hope now would be to capture a yumeme larva and wait for 100 years for it to grow potent enough to make you a cure.
No, that cannot be.
We will find a bloated yumeme!
You were absolutely right. Just because none have been spotted in recent times doesn't mean none exist. If we search hard enough, we are certain to come across one.
Perhaps it is as you say. If you were to look hard enough, you will find one. If you are serious about this, I would suggest you begin your search in exile. It was formerly considered a prime hunting ground for these creatures. Kelp was often used to lure them out of hiding.
Then I shall go and gather some straight away.
Good. Gather the most succulent stalks you can find, and make them into the cave. Take them into the cave. If any bloated yumeme are present, they will immediately be drawn to you. Or perhaps you should have this man here take them. You appear to be as strong as our gatekeeper, you do. No doubt you will be able to make quick work of whatever appears.
I got you. Kat, I shall meet you at exile in a bit. Kelp in hand. What the fuck is exile? I don't know this place.
Well, while I'm here, I'm going to take the main story. Because I think this is a little bit longer just because I actually gotta go swimming and pick shit up.
I made sure to collect the longest and most luscious stalks of kelp I could find. Here, the hunting grounds Master Enban mentioned are in the deep recesses of the cave just over there.
Okay.
From what I gathered, the bloated yumeme's great age is what allows them to accumulate an incredible amount of magic, most of which is concentrated in their shell. We can only hope that, should one be there, it will be tempted out of hiding by the sweet smell of its favorite food.
If I have to fight it, I would much rather be Barn.
Thank you.
What? Cannot see target. It's right there. Kelp stalks. Oh! It's inside me! Oh my god, he's so big! Big boy! Oh, I kind of feel bad killing him. This is rude. He's lived forever. Why would I do this? Oh, okay. I got saliva in my throat. All right. I did it. Oops. Too many.
Kat, Master Enban grew worried.
Oh, never mind. He came here.
Grew worried and kindly came to check up on us. Did you have any luck in the cave?
Here you go.
I did it. Is this what I think it is? You did it, Kat. We have procured a bloated yumeme shell. Perhaps the very last one in existence, even.
So this is the shell rumored to be capable of curing any ailment. It looks nothing like that of a regular yumeme. That you were able to find one so quickly makes me wonder if the bloated yumeme is not as gone as we think. Mayhap they simply began burrowing deeper into the earth in response to our excessive hunting. I must make up for this glorious miscalculation. Please give me the shell. I shall make the remedy you seek and deliver it to Sui-no-Sato. It may take some time to prepare, but should be well worth the wait.
Here you go.
Oh, there's a cat. There's a bear.
Thank you very much. Now Hisui might finally be saved from eternal slumber.
Yay! Saving friend.
Kat, once again, I'm in your debt. Together, let us return to Sui-no-Sato, that we might share the story of our success with Shiosai.
I don't know what Baron's looking at.
Shiosai has been duly informed of all that happened. When I told him how you slayed the bloated yumeme, his eyes went wide and his mouth dropped. Rarely do I see him ever so surprised. Then again, he has every right to be. Your efforts have allowed Master Enban to set upon making a remedy that should, in theory, have been impossible to recreate. Which reminds me, I believe I owe you an apology. You were only to escort me to Tamamizu, but due to my own inability, you were forced to do so much more than that. Truly, I do not know what I would have done without you. In addition to saving my people, you have opened up my eyes to the world. Through you, I have come to learn so much. When I finally return to Shisui of the Violet Tides and resume my role as the Ruby Princess, I shall look back fondly upon the memories we created together on this grand adventure. Until such a time that Hisui awakens, however, I shall remain here. I sorely hope that you shall too. Aww. I got you, girl.
That might be better. Who knows? Oh my god. It is better. Let's go. The two princesses of Sui-no-Sato. The Ruby Princess impatiently awaits Imban's arrival.
Kat, Master Imban has yet to arrive with the elixir, but we must not allow ourselves to grow impatient. He will come to us as soon as he's ready. As soon as it is ready. The longer we wait, however, the more I worry about Hisui. Shiosai assures me she is doing well in that, but thanks to one of our own ancient remedies, her bones and muscles remain strong. Even so, I feel compelled to confirm this with my own eyes. Let us go to her.
How long has she been there? I've been doing this for like 3 hours. Why would her muscles be weak already? I'm sure it's like suggesting it's been days or weeks maybe.
I am having her brought from her room. It should not be much longer.
Okay, cutscene. Let's go.
Looking upon her, I am reminded of the Ruby Princess from the fairy tale. What causes you to continue sleeping, my friend?
Initially, I had feared the void scent that possessed her had driven her soul from her body. Now I suspect Tsui's spirit is simply gone dormant. It is attempting to recuperate from the trauma it endured. Master Inban's elixir will likely restore what vitality has been lost. Indeed, that is correct.
Hi, Inban.
I don't have much of a difference between these two men's voices, I'm sorry.
Master Inban.
I have brought the elixir. In the olden days, we would sprinkle this over the eggs that refused to hatch. It would serve to strengthen the soul of the Kojin within.
Sprinkle? Do you mean to say that Hisui does not need to drink this remedy to recover?
Drink it? There is no need for that. All we need to do is pour this over your friend. Here, I made plenty. It's like using an item. Just so you know, I'm giving them the same voices.
Hisui!
Because they're supposed to be able to copy each other, so it makes sense.
You are awake! Thank the Kami, you are finally awake! I am sorry for everything. Princess, what are you talking about?
Oh, she didn't remember any of it.
To think that you had to travel so far and overcome so many obstacles to save me. I know not how to thank you. Nay, 'tis I who must thank you. Think nothing of it, Princess. As your lady in waiting, it is my duty above all else to ensure that you are protected. Oh, Hisui, truly I am blessed to have you in my life.
Aww. The girls, they are identical. I cannot for the life of me tell them apart. That is the point. Indeed, there is a great resemblance. Master Winwisiv, now that Lady Usui has awakened, her grace must return to the palace and resume her duties there at once. While I will ask that you say your farewells to her here, I do hope that this is not the last you will see of each other. I have watched her grace blossom into an intelligent and capable young lady under your care. It has made me think that being sequestered in the castle is not the best way to raise our rulers. Gee, you don't say. You have saved us in more ways than I can count, and taught us so much. Sui-no-Sato is forever changed because of you. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
So it is here that our grand adventure together draws to a close. I, however, would like to enjoy your company for just a bit longer. Please allow me to escort you to the gates. Please say not the gates of the castle. Don't make me swim down there. I beg of you.
Bye, Inban. No shit, Shusai. Gee, I wonder why closing yourself off to anyone is a bad idea.
I shall forever cherish my memories of our travels together. Whenever I look back upon them, they will fill my heart with a serene happiness. You came from afar and braved the depths of the sea also that you might rescue a sleeping princess. The story has a familiar ring to it, does it not? Indeed, and just as with the tale of the fisherman, mayhap someone somewhere has recorded our story too. Sadly, this is where I must part ways with you. It is time for me to return to the palace. Farewell, Kat. Farewell. Sui-no-Sato, or rather, until next time. With me to take Her Highness's place while she is away, I do not imagine it should be too hard for her to sneak out whenever she pleases. Even Shiosai has difficulty telling us apart. All we need do is exchange clothes and no one will be the wiser. To prove my point, here's a quick test for you. Look very closely and tell me, am I Kurenai or am I Hisui?
Oh, fuck. What? I can't look very... How can I look Uh-oh. I did the mistake. I don't think you ever I don't know. We're gonna say You're Kurenai, obviously.
Haha. If you thought you could tell us apart by our clothes, you were mistaken. Just earlier we swapped garb and I am in fact Hisui.
Motherfuckers. Never mind, they do tell you. I wonder if it doesn't matter. I wonder if you pick the other, they're like, just kidding, we never did anything.
Despite the numerous journeys we embarked upon together, it seems even you cannot tell us apart. Hisui, let us leave it at that. I think perhaps we have teased Kat enough for one day. Just as you have guessed, I am the real Kurenai.
Oh, I did guess right, bitches! Let's go. Or are they tricking me again? Wait, maybe they can't be trusted.
Just as you have guessed, I am the real Kurenai. You always were incredibly perceptive. Now truly, this is where I must leave you. Life is a long and winding journey, and I am certain our paths will cross once again in the future. Until then, I ask that you keep on smiling and maintain that wonderful disposition of yours. Fare thee well, my friend.
I did it! We did not guess, we just read your name tag. I don't know if that genuinely matters. Bye! Aww. They be fucking cute. I did it! So that means later I don't have to do that quest line to do something else that I was already going to do for you guys, so. The seaweed is always greener. The Kojin hireling is eyeing you with unconcealed interest.
Begging your pardon, sir, but you are an adventurer, are you not?
Yeah.
I approach you on the off chance that you are acquainted with one of your distinguished fellows, a great hero by the name of KatFTWynn.
Acquainted, I am.
What? You are none other than the legendary KatFTWynn, liberator of nations and scourge of the Empire? How kind the Kami are to guide your steps this way. I have been tasked with finding you, you see, by the lady-in-waiting of Sui-no-Sato.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah. Sui-no-Sato.
Okay. My blue brethren and I are assisting the good folk there in a certain endeavor, but they have been experiencing some difficulties. In seeking to address said difficulties, the lady-in-waiting wishes to entreat your aid. If you should be willing, I ask that you come to Tamamizu, where the lady awaits.
I got you, buddy.
I want to make
Tamamizu.
it talk kind of slow, but not too slow.
Fair.
Because, Tweetle.
Turtle. All right, I'll be her.
Kat, you came. Deep in my heart, I knew that you would, but I'm no less glad for it. To spare you the confusion, it is I, Kurenai. As you will doubtless appreciate, sorry, I have a cough drop in my mouth. 'Twould not do for the Ruby Princess to be seen outside the palace, hence my current guise.
What brings you to Tamamizu? I'm not gonna tell her what to do. Yeah, she was the princess with the servant looking just like her, yeah.
There is something that I wish to achieve, for which the Kojin's home is an ideal venue. As you well know, our people have long lived in isolation. I would change that. I would have us emerge into the outside world. How did I conceive of this, you may wonder? 'Twas no other than our journey together, Kat, that sowed the seeds in my heart, such things as I beheld and experienced. Even as they filled me with awe, they made me keenly aware of our own wants. In the past, Sui-no-Sato engaged in limited trade with Doma, but that delicate tie was severed with the Empire's violent arrival. Nowadays, a handful of necessities from Tamamizu is our sole link to the world beyond. But with the Imperial menace driven from the Ruby Sea, I thought what better time to venture out of our little bubble once more. However, 'tis far easier said than done.
Princess, I know you can't just go and change things as you please. There are hard-headed types who fight tooth and nail to keep things as they are, and you've got to win them over. With a little help from this adventurer here. That's about the short of it, aye? Have to say, it's nice to see an Aeolzian face here at the bottom of the brine. Well met, adventurer. I'm Sanana of the House of Splendors.
Also, I love that she has one green eye and one yellow eye.
Permit me to introduce...
I like how you said it, Sanana. That probably is more accurate.
Permit me to introduce Sanana. She came to me with us. Oh my god, she came to be with us after her ship foundered in a storm. Our people chanced to find her clinging to flotsam and brought her to Sui-no-Sato.
I'd be fish fodder if they didn't appear when they did. And so, to repay the debt, I'm helping Kurenai with her goal of opening Sui-no-Sato to the world.
Sanana's insights have been most enlightening. In seeking to usher in change, she recommends that we distribute among the citizens such articles from the surface as they will find useful in their daily lives. I had thought to make my case only with words, but indeed, a practical item in the hand shall prove far more convincing than any argument I could concoct. If our people are made to know the benefits of trade firsthand, they shall be more willing to embrace change. With no rituals of import requiring the Ruby Princess's presence in the near future, I came to Tamamizu some while ago to commence our efforts. Alas, I regret to say, we've yet to make any progress.
Owing to the shipwreck, I've got no suitable wares on hand. And while the Kojin have been helpful, we're struggling to procure the kind of items we needed in Sui-no-Sato.
That was when my thoughts turned to you, my friend. As a well-traveled adventurer, I believed that we could benefit from your aid. And to my surprise and delight, not only was Sanana familiar with your name, she told me that you are possessed of skills that would indeed serve our cause.
Aye, anyone that's got anything to do with the house knows Kat. He's one of the best contributors on our roster. Now, while we don't have ready wares, we did manage to salvage some materials to help you along. Naturally, we don't expect you to work for nothing. In the house fashion, there'll be scripts in it for your troubles. So, you will help, right?
I guess.
Look, I realise the house has a reputation, but we're not all ruthless, coin-hungry sorts. Not all the time, anyway. At the end of the day, we're just people, and like most people, we can be driven by altruism. And make no mistake, Sui-no-Sato needs help. Might be as the place prides itself on self-sufficiency, but the reality is grimmer than it seems. Everyday folk there are pushed to the limits of survival. And some of them don't make it. It's not our intent to turn Sui-no-Sato on its head, transform it into some bustling hub like Kurenai, but through trade, lives can be improved, lives can be saved.
You have our eternal gratitude. With the two of you standing with us, there is hope yet for our people.
Well then, if it's decided, let's all get to work. Haste is of the essence, isn't that right?
Indeed, the season sees many of us struck down by certain illness. We have not an effective treatment, and each year it inevitably claims lives.
Oh God.
Too real?
While I'm no healer, judging by the symptoms, lack of nutrition's a problem. In which case, I might know something that can prevent it. A fortifying tonic traditionally brewed in Jurabania.
Kat, we would be grateful if you could begin by supplying us with this Gurabanian remedy. The people are depending on you.
Let's do it! Custom deliveries unlocked for Kurenai! The Ruby Princess. Let's go. So Gurabanian remedies. 2. Okay. So this is where you get her stuff from. It's very confusing. It took me a while to find him. All right. Alright, Kurenai.
With your cooperation, I'm confident that we can convince the citizens to embrace change.
Yep. Thank you.
This is the Gurabanian remedy. It certainly smells effective. As they say, the best medicine is often the hardest to swallow. Now then, if I may take a closer look. By the Kami, not even the sun-illuminated splendor of the ocean could compare to its brilliance. Yours is the work of the divine, my friend.
Alright. And I leveled up. Let's go. And I learned something that I don't know what it does.
With your help, we now have enough doses of the remedy to distribute among those of most vulnerable among us. I pray this will allow us to prevent the illness's spread.
Okay.
Glad tidings, Kat. Thanks to the remedy you have been bringing us, even those who took ill were able to recover swiftly. For the first time in recent memory, there have been no severe cases and certainly no deaths. Having experienced firsthand the medicine's efficacy, both our healers and citizens alike have been clamoring for more. Never have I seen my people so happy, so full of hope.
Do you want to be him? Anxious youth.
Lady Hisui, my dear mother, she too has been feeling unwell. Might there be any more of that remedy still?
Had you come asking earlier, my reply would have been no. But for a blessing, Kat here has just furnished us with more. I shall see that it is delivered to you.
So you a cat. I have heard about you.
Aye, this is the kindly adventurer who has been working with Sanana. We owe our good health to to their tireless efforts.
I shall be forthright. I still mistrust outsiders. Many of us do.
How could you be threatened by these bunny ears?
And yet, we are grateful. While we do not yet welcome you as the Ruby Princess does, we offer you our thanks all the same.
Okay. So fucking funny.
As the Ruby Princess does. I'd love to see the looks on their faces when they learn who you really are.
Oh, Sanana, you mustn't entertain such thoughts, not even in jest. All know that the Ruby Princess must live out her days within the palace. So has it always been. Should my presence here come to light, the citizens would be up in arms. We can ill afford to have them so distracted. No, I would have my people focus upon only one thing, embracing the outside world. Though they still have a long way to go, we will guide them, one sure step at a time.
Hey, I have so much food. I'm not a supporter of Sui-no-Sato's something.
Emergency.
Emergency. And yet there is still much work to be done if the people of Sui-no-Sato are to shed their apprehensions towards the outside world. To that end, Kurenai has a new favor to ask of you. Oh shit. Maybe I shouldn't have come back.
Our people have begun to harbor interest in the outside world. We must nurture that interest by introducing more usual foreign items into their lives.
Useful, not usual.
And for the next item, I ask that you bring equipment that might afford us protection against sharks. In the past, such things were unnecessary, as the people of Asari kept the creature's population at bay through regular and large-scale fishing expeditions. However, such expeditions were largely abandoned under imperial rule. As a result, shark numbers have multiplied to plague-like proportions, and in their competition for limited prey, the creatures have grown uncommonly savage. In order to keep our citizens safe, I would commence regular patrols of the surrounding waters. Alas, our guards are ill-equipped for such dangerous tasks. Against a shark's tough skin, their weapons are as playthings. Through the Blue Kojin, we acquired blades of steel from Kurenai. While these are indeed deadly sharp, their weight renders them unwieldy. Not to mention, they quickly go to rust. What we need, Kat, is a weapon that shall neither rust nor be stopped by shark skin. With your knowledge of techniques from above, could you please furnish us with such an item?
Not this week, but I can next week. Hey. Because, yeah, I have no more allowances. Anti-shark harpoon is 2, so I need 6. Okay.
Smiles are beginning to appear on the people's faces, and it is no small part due to you, my friend.
Okay. Here's an anti-shark harpoon. Oh, I'll read it for the last one. Do. Oh, I'm 70. I'm almost 80 crafter. Let's go.
Yes, impressively sturdy yet suitably light. A harpoon such as this should serve us well against sharks and help keep our waters safe. Now then, if I may take a closer look. By the kami, not even the sun-illuminated splendor of the ocean could compare to its brilliance. Yours is the work of the divine, my friend.
Wait. Oh, she's not done. There we go. I shall acquire the materials tomorrow and send River a message. Yeah. Heck yes. And I'll try to remind them that they have a message, because sometimes they're forgetful like me. Okay.
And with this, we now have enough harpoons to arm our guards. Regular patrols may finally commence.
Okay, cutscene.
As anticipated, our guards were very pleased with their new harpoons. What I did not anticipate, however, was that our youths would also take a shine to them. They were quite fascinated by its foreign construction.
If you want to be this person, I think it's a dude.
And this is a source of delight for you, Hisui? Placing one's trust in land dwellers? I cannot think of a greater folly. It will not do for this sentiment to spread.
Lord Jakan, and Lord Shiosai besides. To what do I owe the honor?
It has come to my attention that our citizens are being led astray, seduced first by outsider medicines and now outsider weapons. I labor to comprehend how the princess could permit this. 'Tis bad enough that the guards have taken up these harpoons. Now our youths desire them too. Mark my words, this can end in naught but bloodshed. Lest we forget, both the Confederacy and the Kojin were dragged into Doma's bloody conflict against the Empire.
Excuse me.
Should their leader, this Lord Hyun, learn that our people are arming themselves in his insatiable thirst for war, he may well come banging on our gates to demand our participation. Surely you see the danger.
With respect, my lord, may I remind you that this is not the place. There are eyes and ears all around us. Foreign eyes and ears.
Palace.
I figured I'd be him because you were the Lala.
Palace.
Palace?
Not place.
Oh, my bad. I would remind you also of the agreement that you and your fellow elders would watch how the citizens respond to Her Grace's plan. As impartial observers, your words can ill be described as impartial.
We have naught to gain by cowering inside our little bubble. Nay, by shutting out the rest of the world in the name of tradition. But we consign ourselves to slow demise.
You presume to lecture me, Hisui? You who know little and less of worldly matters, whose sole purpose is to attend her grace? For a moment, though, I thought the princess herself was addressing me. You have ever shared her looks, but it seems you have taken on her mannerisms as well.
Uh-oh.
Yes. It must be all the years of serving her grace. I have, come to know her mind as though it were my own.
Well, I suppose this is but a fleeting infatuation with the novel and new. Given time, the people will remember the dangers that lurk without and come to their senses.
Oh shit, he don't know she princess. This is awkward. I don't know if you remember her voice, but you were her.
Was I? Oh shit. I don't know. What was it like?
I don't remember.
Now there's a man you can love to hate. I take it he's the conservative in chief.
You might say that, and yet, independent of his influence, many others harbor the selfsame fear. The fear that, by throwing open Sui-no-Sato's gates, we would be swallowed up in the maelstrom of foreign agenda.
When a simple bloody harpoon can trigger such a fearful reaction, your people really have no stomach for conflict. Well, no one with any sense would, but this is just unhealthy.
Indeed. 'Tis an irrational fear, ingrained over generations and perpetuated by willful ignorance. If we are to free ourselves from it, we must have the chance to know the world above.
Aw, satisfaction up, Kurenai. Kurenai now continues stalwart of Sui-no-Sato's emergence.
Yay.
And yet there's still much work to be done if the people of Sui-no-Sato are to shed their apprehensions towards the outside world. To that end, Kurenai has a new favor to ask of you. Your Grace, if I may, there is a particular item that I would request of Master Cat.
But of course, Shiosai. None among us is more familiar with our people's daily lives than you. What is it that ails them?
As your Grace knows, we dwell at the bottom of the sea by virtue of the Kojin's enchantments. Yet, though we have air to breathe and live, our home has ever been a bitterly cold place. Due to our closed environment, we cannot avail ourselves of the benefits of fire, and so we have had to endure, covering ourselves in such garments as we possess. While this may suffice for the young and healthy, the old and infirm struggle simply to survive.
Indeed, the cold has ever been a trial for us. Yet I have heard of a place above far colder still, a land of endless winter where ice falls instead of rain. There, a great nation thrives, and its people must have effective ways of coping in that frozen clime, such as garbs and of transcendent warmth.
That's gotta be Korthus, I reckon. I've never been that far out of Ul'dah, at least not till now, but you've definitely been there, right, Cat?
Yep. More dependable adventurer I've never known. I shall let you all return to your work then. By your leave. Bye, buddy. Thank you for trusting her.
Night, Adams.
Permit me to echo Shiosai's sentiment. Truly, we are blessed to have a dependable ally such as you. I shall look forward to seeing the fruits of your labors.
That Lalafell's excited!
Yeah.
The custom deliveries list for Kurenai has been updated to... Let's go here. Oh, what the... What?
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything!
On behalf of Shio-no-Sato, I offer you my humblest thanks. I am seeing more smiles upon the people's faces than ever before, and it is due to your generous contributions.
Yeah.
What? You have delivered the maximum of 6 items. I guess that's a separate cutscene? Because I have her on... I don't get the cutscene in between the deliveries for her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Each day is filled with new discoveries. Though the work can be tiring, I could not imagine a more worthwhile way to expend my energies.
You get this. Oh, shit. Oh, well. Fuck it. I don't care. I just don't. I'm too low level to get anything that means anything anyway.
Yep. Guess you need to level up.
Speaking of leveling.
Yes. We have completed all the Stormblood raids, the 8,000 and 24 person.
We did Omega and we did Ivalice. What we're just doing after I'm done doing custom deliveries, we're doing the 4 lords is all I can tell you.
My, such thick, warm garments. Not that we have cold... Not that we could have compared to this.
What?
Not that we could compare to this. Thus, clothed, we need no longer shiver through the night. Now then, if I may take a closer look, by the kami, not even the sun-illuminated splendor of the ocean could compare to its brilliance. Yours is the work of the divine, my friend. Thank you, Kat. With the items you have brought us, none of our old and infirm need fear Sui-no-Sato's cold nights any longer. I shall see to their distribution at once. Thank you.
Oh, cutscenes.
I am pleased to say that your winter wares have been very well received. The old and infirm are singing their praises, and those around them cannot help but be impressed as well. The items from above have improved our people's lives greatly, and Shiosai is making certain that the elders are aware of this fact. It cannot be long now, Kat. Soon we will...
That will be enough, princess.
Yeah, that seems right.
It was him. Chakan and his Sui too? Your Grace, Lord Chakan, he came without warning and forced me to reveal everything.
This sounds very inappropriate.
Your demeanor when last we spoke struck me as odd, so I put a little test to the Ruby Princess. Imagine my surprise when I learned that she was in fact the lady-in-waiting, posing as our wise and noble ruler.
'Twas my ploy and mine alone. I submit myself to any punishment you deem fit. But this is no place to discuss such matters. Let us first return to Sui-no-Sato. If you would permit me one request, however, I would have a moment with my 2 companions.
Very well, I shall go on ahead. And though I do not think you will run, Hisui will return with me.
Princess, please forgive me. There is naught to forgive. 'Twas I who put you up to it. Go on, I shall join you anon.
Are you alright, Kurenai?
And so it comes to this. The risk was ever present, and yet the disappointment. It is almost too much to bear.
Yeah, DGM, it's the Star Wars Episode 1 and Episode 2. And I can't remember if there's any of it in Episode 3.
Kurenai is overjoyed with your efforts. She now considers you a savior of Sui-no-Sato's emergence. A new quest continuing the story of Sui-no-Sato's emergence into the world is now available. Upon its completion, the custom deliveries list for Kurenai will be updated. Oh shit, it just threw me in. I didn't even have a choice there. Alright.
On behalf of Sui-no-Sato, I offer you my humblest thanks. I am seeing more smiles upon the people's faces than ever before, and it is due to your generous contributions.
Oh. You have delivered the weekly maximum of 6 items to Kurenai. You may begin making deliveries starting Tuesday. Oh, but we can still do this quest. Okay. Up where they trade all day in the sun, Kurenai is ready to face Jakan.
Forgive me. This is no time to wallow in despair. I must remain focused on our objective. Knowing Jakan, he will exploit my transgression and turn it against our efforts to reform. But we cannot allow it to end this way. My friends, 'tis not my desire to involve you in my personal dilemmas, but I can turn to no other. Pray accompany me back to Sui-no-Sato.
If only there was a faster fucking way to get there. Oh.
There you are, Your Grace. You certainly took your time. Huh. But to look at the two of you side by side. You truly are the spitting image of one another. Small wonder you were able to deceive us all this time. But to the matter at hand. Princess, you of all people need not be reminded of our laws. Your place is at the palace, and there you shall return forthwith. Let this mark an end to any foolish talk of flirting with the surface.
Wait, Lord Jakan. I have broken our laws and duly accepted my fate. This, however, should not be confused with the endeavor to open Sui-no-Sato to the world. Thanks to Sanana and Kat, we have been able to ease some of the hardships our people have long endured. Had we insisted upon our adherence to tradition, their suffering would have continued. I ask you to look to the past, Lord Jakan. There was a time when our ancestors roamed the grasslands as nomads. But refusing to be hobbled by tradition, they began to trade. They befriended the Kojin, from whom they acquired new knowledge that allowed them to build a home under the sea. Our forefathers chose change. Had they not done so, we would not be who we are now. And now, as ruler, I judged it past time for another change. Our people suffer needlessly. If it is within our power to ease that suffering, is it not our duty to do so?
A noble sentiment, and a short-sighted one. By focusing on immediate gratification, you would lead us blindly into the abyss. The people could not possibly desire such a thing.
Many of our citizens feared the outside world, 'tis true. But owing to Her Grace's efforts, they are beginning to reconsider their long-held views. Lest you doubt their motives, they are driven by far more than the desire for immediate, personal gratification. Nay, they have the future of Sui-no-Sato foremost in their minds. For such is the passion that they felt from their ruler, though they knew not that she walked amongst them.
They are misguided. They know not the horrors that lie beyond.
Horror this, danger that. As a representative...
This is not the right film, sorry.
It's okay, she's had a different voice every time, it works.
No, don't point it out. Horror this, danger that. As a representative of the dreadful beyond, Kat, why don't you give him a piece of your mind?
You fear what you do not know, you should see the world for yourself. You should see the world for yourself.
Oh, practical. I like it. There's no substitute in going out there and seeing things with your own eyes.
What a wonderful proposal. We may speculate endlessly, but there is only one way to know whether or not our fears are founded. Lord Jakan, let us, you and I, venture forth and see the world.
Madness. If either you or I were to meet with misfortune, Kami forbid.
You needn't worry on that account, my lord. This adventurer is the self-same hero who purged the place of wraiths and saved Lady Hisui. You could not be in safer company, here or anywhere else.
Lord Jakan, this is my final request to you. Come with me. See the world with your own eyes. Should it be as you believe and fraught with danger, I shall abandon my dream and forever hold my peace.
Very well, Your Grace. I shall hold you to that promise. Then it's decided. Now for a choice of destination, I recommend Kurenai. It's close by, and you'll find people of all nations and creeds there, mingling and doing business.
My place is beside the princess. Please allow me to come with you.
I've certainly got no objection to that. Before we head out, though, it'd be best if you three changed into something a little more conventional. Lucky for you, I've got just the thing. And it will definitely fit.
Magic.
Cat, go on ahead to the Ruby Price. We'll join you once I've seen to their attire.
Okay. Clothes change. All right. Oh, cussing. Fine.
Sorry for the wait. They're ready now.
Outfit reveal. Aww.
Never did I dream that I would one day don foreign attire. I feel like a different person. This excess of fabric would slow us down in the water, but I suppose that is of little concern to land dwellers.
You behave as children with new toys. I, for one, cannot cast aside these barbarian drags and return to my own soon enough.
Forgive me, Lord Jakan, but I must confess, the prospect of setting foot in a city of the surface excites me. But I realize we are not here for amusement. I shall try to remain focused. What think you, Cat? Do we not look strange in these garments? I took the liberty of arranging my hair to suit.
I think they look great. Thumbs up.
I'm glad. I feared we would appear like fish out of water that we are.
Right then. The idea being to improve your lives through trade, I reckon we start by going where the trading happens. The Rakuza district.
We defer wholly to you, Sanana. Let us seek out this Rakuza district.
All right, let's go. Oh, more cussing.
Such a vibrant place, overflowing with life. Never before have I seen so many shops all in a row. It is all so fresh and new. I'm afraid to blink lest I miss something. Oh, might that be a traveling merchant, procuring merchandise to take back to his homeland? Whence does he hail, I wonder? Oh, and over there. Pray excuse her grace. Long has she dreamed of this moment.
Now, this is just one aspect of the outside world, and you mightn't want the same for Sui-no-Sato, but I dare say this turns your preconceptions on their heads. Indeed, people of all races and nations appear to be gathered here, and there are countless kinds of wares being offered, many of which I have no name for. It is eye-opening.
With its port open to the world, Kugane has been nourished by the free flow of trade to become a rich and prosperous city we see before us. Of course, where people of disparate cultures come in contact, some friction is to be expected, but with due caution, that energy can be harnessed as a force for prosperity.
It is as you say, Your Grace. The people of the surface are not all barbarians who wage only war. By daring to venture out into the world, Sui-no-Sato could stand to gain much. That being said, I harbor one grave concern, and until said concern is addressed, I cannot offer you my support to your endeavor. What is it now? Let's hear it. Long as we have kept to ourselves, I believe us ill-prepared to engage with the outside world. Were we to open our gates now, we would find ourselves flooded with wares from without. Wares superior to our own, upon which we would grow dependent. What wealth we have would be drained away, leaving us impoverished. We must have measures in place to prevent this outcome. What, that's it? Well, then you've got nothing to worry about. See, the beauty of trade is that it works both ways. All you need is a product of your own, something unique to Sui-no-Sato that can compete with anything else out there.
'Tis a wonderful idea, I shouldn't doubt. Yet I cannot help but worry. For generations we have lived in austerity. What could we possibly offer to the people of the surface who know every luxury?
You're not getting cold fins on me, are you? Don't forget, you have Kat and yours truly. You're experts on all things to do with the outside world. We'll help you think of something, isn't that right?
Sure.
Very well. While you strive to conceive a suitable product, Your Grace, I shall turn a blind eye to your unofficial activities. Should your efforts prove fruitless, however, you shall abandon your endeavor.
Thank you for granting me this opportunity, Lord Jakan. And thank you also, my friends. I'm truly blessed to know you.
Enough of that. Save it for when we've succeeded. Now then, our signature product isn't going to think itself up. Let's hurry back to Tamamizu and get to work. Though the matter of opening Sui-no-Sato to the world remains unsettled, there is something I would say to you. I have served her grace since she was an infant. In all these years, never have I seen her face light up with such unbridled joy. For showing that to me, you have my heartfelt thanks.
Aww. That was not what I expected him to say.
Kat, my thanks again for accompanying us to Kugane. As has been decided, we seek a product that might represent Sui-no-Sato. Such is my next request to you. En route back to Tamamizu, Sanana and I discussed the subject at some length. We believe that a marriage of our two worlds would be ideal. The bounty of the Ruby Sea worked with the techniques of the surface.
Aye, we take a treasure of the deep only Kurenai's people have access to and give it a foreign touch. There's something to gain for everyone. With a concept like that, we're bound to come up with a winning product. Like turtle soup.
No!
We just need to find something to base that product on. If it's to make a mark in the world, it has to be inherently valuable. I'm talking jewelry and the like.
These waters yield objects that may suit such a purpose, but I fear they are not of a quality to impress the folks on the surface. In the course of our fishing and foraging, we often come upon pearl-producing clams and deep-sea crystals. But with our energies recently focused wholly upon survival, we do not pay them much mind.
Pearls and crystals, you say? Kurenai, those things would be perfect.
Truly? I mean, they are certainly pretty, but they pale in comparison to such dazzling items as I beheld in Kugane.
I'd wager that's because you've only ever seen your pearls and crystals in the ocean's dim light. On the surface, beneath the sun, they'd shine 100 times as bright. And once Cats worked his magic on them, they'll become signature products to turn heads the world over. The pride and joy of Sui-no-Sato.
I got you. Well, you have given me a newfound hope, my friends. I shall trust to your abilities, Cat, and await your handiwork with bated breath.
See, I told you it was a Star Wars thing.
So, that's all done. And now she requests what? Sui-no-Sato special.
I don't know how many you're trying to make, so.
6.
Then yeah, 18.
Okay. Hey!
We are so close now, Cat, but with a little more effort, we shall realize our dream of opening Sui-no-Sato to the world.
Okay. Oops. Here you go. Fuck. That's why I was doing botanist.
We have ever only seen the Ruby Sea as our home, and not a place for the mysterious and exotic. To think that you could bring forth such a splendid object from these depths, you never cease to amaze me, my friend. Truly, this is a thing of beauty. With a signature product of such rarity and quality, it shan't be long ere the time...
Oh my god.
Ere the name Sui-no-Sato resounds the world over.
Okay. Take it all.
Darkness was saying they soloed a level 70 dungeon as a level 80 Dragoon.
Nice!
Back when that was the level count.
Very nice.
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
Oops. Fuck. Pressing the wrong buttons. Ignore that. Thank you, Kotana. Thank you for that. Ooh, level 81. Let's go. I'll have to let River know because I know sometimes different levels of crafter and gatherer are easier to craft. Oh my god.
Thanks to your tireless efforts, we now have a sufficient stock of products that may represent Sui-no-Sato. I pray that they will meet with Jacon's satisfaction.
Jacon?
Jacon? Well, he's an asshole. Oh, cussing.
I took the liberty of showing our people the signature product of what we... of...
Oh my god.
I took the liberty of showing our people the signature product you have been bringing us. It seemed appropriate, seeing as it is to represent their home. All were in awe at the...
Oh my god, can I read today?
All were in awe of the foreign techniques employed in its creation, and full many of them were inspired to contribute like items of their own.
The quality doesn't compare to yours, of course, but it's not too shabby either. As a matter of fact, it's good enough for the house to deal in. By my reckoning, we've got enough hands to meet anticipated demand, assuming they're willing.
Truly? If the House of Splendors should be willing to stock our products, we would be honored to supply them.
Glad to hear it. I must confess, though, I've been eyeing ways to turn a profit out of this for a while now. Grateful as I am for my life, I couldn't call myself a trader if I ignored the opportunity for an exclusive supply deal.
Oh, is that the way of it? You did not give me that impression in the least.
I've got the lobes for business.
The lobes! No!
You still have lots to learn about business, Princess. I'll have to teach you good and proper, else you're liable to be eaten alive out there.
At least they don't have those ears.
I mean?
Hey. Is that Lalafell about to fucking fight us?
Can I look at that for a sec? You're all here. Good. I have come to offer an apology.
Good bitch.
Well, if it isn't chicken, an apology, say. I take it you've seen all the good that's come of Kat's handiwork.
Chicken!
Indeed, I've been observing our citizens. Never have I seen them so invigorated, so alive. Their passions enkindled by the prospect of having a product called their own. As it stands, I believe that Sui-no-Sato would not only survive, but thrive were it to emerge into the world. This brings me to my apology. My fear of the unknown had blinded me to many things, not least of all to our people's potential. I see this now, as do my fellow elders, and I speak for all of us when I say we would be grateful for your continued support of Her Grace's cause.
Aww.
That wasn't an apology.
No, it wasn't.
We are as newly hatched fish, yet trying to find our way in a great ocean. I, too, ask for your continued support, though I myself can no longer be involved in this endeavor. Ever since my charade was exposed, I have been prepared for this moment. Though I am grateful for being indulged these extra days of freedom, it is past time that I return to my place in the palace.
With regards to that, Your Grace, 'tis my firm belief that one among us who harbors the greatest passion for the outside world should continue to collaborate with our visitors.
Indeed, Lord Jakan. I doubt not that you and your fellow elders shall find a suitable replacement.
For someone who advocates the need for change, Your Grace bends all too easily to tradition when it concerns yourself. There is no need to find a replacement, for who harbors greater passion for the outside world than you?
What? But the law.
Fuck the law, eh? Rest assured, your lady-in-waiting has expressed her willingness to continue ruling in your stead. Your presence will still be required at functions of import, but outside of those times you are free to continue as you are.
Are you certain of this?
Full certain, Your Grace. Remain with Sanana and Kat. Learn well from them, for the future of Sui-no-Sato depends upon it. Adam's redeemed hydrate, by the way.
Oh, okay. I'll drink.
Aww. Let's go. Satisfaction up. Kurenai now considers you a shining light to the world. Kurenai could not be happier with your efforts. She now considers you a shining light to the world. Through your efforts, the people of Sui-no-Sato have come to embrace the outside world. It seems, however, that Kurenai has a different sort of favor to ask of you. Which is always just, can you please keep helping me out? That's it.
To finally see Sui-no-Sato embracing the world without, 'tis nothing short of a dream come true. I cannot thank you enough.
Even chickens are staunch supporter of the cause now. Let's keep up the good work. So, what kind of wares should we bring in next?
There is something which I have had in mind for a time. As it is not urgent in nature, I had set it aside until such a time as we had addressed our citizens' more pressing needs. In our libraries, there exists a tome that describes a continent floating in the firmament, an enigmatic place called the Sea of Clouds, said to be home to countless treasures. I should be grateful if you could bring me one such treasure. It would serve as a token, I believe, of the vastness of the world, a reminder to our people to turn their gaze ever outward.
Come now, Princess. You just want to see the treasure for yourself.
A claim I shan't refute. And if truth be told, Kat, there is another favor I would ask of you. You will recall that, for our visit to Kugane, I had the opportunity to dress as the locals do. Simply donning the attire provided me with many an insight into the culture once it came. I have since learned of wondrous objects called glamour prisms. Through them, I would be grateful if you could alter the appearance of my garments, thereby allowing me to gain an insight into even more cultures.
Trust me.
You can brush my hair. Sorry. However strange the method may seem, if it grants me deeper understanding of the outside world, I'm open to it. Should you come upon any likely garments in your travels, I ask that you reserve them for me.
Done and done. All right, satisfaction guaranteed. Kurenai 5. Future requests will be selected at random from all those you have seen thus far, with the list refreshed once a week. Note the cloud pearls, feather, and all that stuff. Furthermore, Kurenai's appearance may now be altered through the use of glamours.
Okay, but we're not doing that tonight because we're
No.
running late.
Well, no, I just show you what I already have on Catgirl. I don't trust them.
That I am able to continue as I am, striving for the betterment of Sui-no-Sato's future, is because of you, my friend. Now, while we are grateful for your continued cooperation, you mustn't overwork yourself. Glad though I am for your visits, the Kami knows there are others out there who have need of you. 'Twould not do to keep your many talents to ourselves.
All right, you have delivered the weekly maximum of 6 items. Let's go! All done. So this is the outfit I have Kurenai in on Catgirl. Look at her! I kept her little hair thing because that feels like the queen, the princess should have that. But I put her in the Eastern Lady Togi, I think is what it's called. Because I thought it worked really well for her. And I kept her in the bright red because she's the ruby princess. She should be in bright red. So I thought it would look really nice on Kurenai.
It does.
Yeah. Hi, Kurenai. We're just showing on her tail shows off. Cute.